Hi, do you know how you can turn ordinary photos into huge drawings right on the wall? Today, we're diving into that very topic. And what about the business side of things? Especially when it comes to wall printing for companies. We looked at various materials and technical guides on 3D. And there was also a recording of a consultation about launching a wall printing business specifically for B2B.
Yes. And our task today is to figure out what's most important there, what technical steps are involved, and which business aspects are critical. We'll try, so to speak, to separate the wheat from the chaff, reality from advertising.
Great! Well, let's start with the technology behind wall printing. Judging by that consultation, the business is set up completely differently there.
Oh yes, it's a completely different story. The target client isn't a private individual who wants a picture for their child's room. It's B2B business to business.
Meaning?
Offices, shopping malls, fitness clubs, restaurants, salons. And here's what's interesting. These clients often already come with their own finished project.
So you don't need to do the design?
Often, yes. Logos, various diagrams, navigation maps for shopping centers, for example. This makes things much easier for the contractor. You don't need to be a designer.
I see. And where do you find these kinds of clients? Probably not on social media.
Well, the consultation actually said no, not on social media. Google Maps and a simple business card website or a landing page are much more effective. And you need to position yourself cleverly.
Cleverly? How so?
Not as printing with a printer on the wall, but as a service for applying graphics to walls or as interior art design. It sounds more solid and broader.
Listen, I think the coolest part of that consultation was about testing demand before buying the printer. How does that even work?
Yeah, that was really the key piece of advice. Test first, then spend money. You make a website, a profile on Maps, launch a bit of advertising, let's say $500 for a month, and just count the calls.
And what do you tell the clients? You don't even have the printer yet.
Here you just have to be honest. The printer is on its way. Or, sorry, we're fully booked for the next 2 months. Something like that. This lets you see if there's any real interest at all, without risking tens of thousands of euros on equipment.
Yeah, that does sound reasonable. But then, during the consultation, they started talking numbers about the risks. And honestly, they were shocking.
And that, I think, was probably the main cold shower from that consultation. And the print heads themselves are often refurbished, not brand new Japanese Epson ones. And they're pretty expensive, anywhere from $200 to $1,000 or more each. And there are usually 2 of them.
How do you even work with that?
Exactly. This is where the things they don't mention in the ads come to light. You don't just need printer operator skills, you need to be able to diagnose issues, do minor repairs, and most importantly, know how to manually tweak and fix print defects. That's where a lot of people end up failing. They're just not prepared for that kind of hands-on fine-tuning.
Wow, that's something.
That's why it's super important to discuss the risks with the client in advance and spell everything out in the contract. What are the options? Either the price is lower, but if something goes catastrophically wrong, the client has to repaint the wall at their own expense.
That's harsh.
Or the price is 5 or even 10 times higher right from the start. But then the contractor takes on all the risks. And, strangely enough, B2B clients might actually agree to the first option, because it's still cheaper than having an artist hand-paint the entire wall from scratch.
I see. So, as mentioned in the materials behind the attractive facade, where everything seems perfect, there are actually a lot of nuances and risks that aren't visible from the outside.
Yeah, that's right. If you sum it all up, the technology is only part of the equation. For B2B wall printing, you first need to test the market, and then be prepared not just to print, but also to do repairs, touch-ups, and manage risks. The tip of the iceberg looks great, sure, but there's a whole lot more hidden beneath the surface.
So, what do we have left when all is said and done? On the one hand, you have cool technology and the ability to personalize an entire art wall. On the other, there are some serious technical bottlenecks and business challenges, especially when it comes to these walls. And here's a final thought to ponder.